Hello, wrestling fans, boxing fans, and everybody out there. How are you? It's Raw time. Wrestling and boxing forever. Let's get into it. Now, we're gonna start with this. ROH, Ring of Honor Wrestling, has announced their first ever Hall of Fame inductions. Inductees include Bryan Danielson, CM Punk, Samoa Joe, and the Briscoe Brothers. But ROH is also responsible for guys like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens and Jonathan Gresham, Jay Lethal, and just the list of talent that came out of ROH is off the wall, unbelievable. And speaking of ROH representatives, the Briscoe Brothers are seed number 2 in the Crockett Cup, and they'll be taking on Law Rebellion because they're number 1. The Briscoe Brothers are number 2. Jeff Hardy, he turned down a WWE. He turned down a new contract by WWE and a Hall of Fame induction. So, in good standings, he might, and it's a strong belief that he could end up going to All Elite Wrestling. The Hardy Boys against the Young Bucks would be a great tag match, off the wall stuff. But I'd like to see him against the Briscoe Brothers. It's just I would love to see the Hardy Boys against the Briscoe Brothers. I would love to see it. ROH is also responsible for Cesaro and Chris Hero and people of that nature. Speaking of Cesaro, his contract expired with WWE. He did not sign a new one, or he did not agree to an extension on his contract. So he's a free agent with there is no non-compete clause. So could he end up in All Elite Wrestling? Could he end up in the NWA? Will he end up in Major League? Will he end up in Major League Wrestling, NLW? Or could he end up going international, going to Japan, or just working the indies? How would it work out for Cesaro? Brock Lesnar is going to meet Roman Reigns at WrestleMania in a unification bout, and Becky Lynch is getting ready for Bianca Belair. It's gonna be an exciting time. It's gonna be an exciting time in wrestling. The final position in the Crockett Cup will be decided by a fatal 4-way. And this tag team that came up from Ohio Valley Wrestling, the Bad News Boys, they're going to be in the tournament. But that's all I know so far as far as that tournament is concerned. Like I mentioned in my last video, the Dirty Sexy Boys, the Briscoe Brothers, the Law Rebellion, the Unbegotten I think that's what they're called. They're in that tournament. Matt Cardona has his tag team in there. The Fixers, the Pope and Mims, they're in there. And so we're going to see how this plays out. Nick Aldis is attempting his third NWA World Championship. Will he three-peat? I believe so. I believe so. Doug Williams was left in the Crockett Cup, but without a partner. Who is he going to get to take the place of Nick Aldis? He knows a lot of people, so we'll see what happens. Could it be Cesaro? Who knows? ROH, like I mentioned before, ROH is having their first Hall of Fame. Bryan Danielson is going to be in it. Former WWE World Heavyweight Champion, former WWE Intercontinental Champ, former United States Champ, former Tag Team Champion. Samoa Joe is also in it. Former NXT Champ, former United States Champ, former ROH World Heavyweight Champ, former X Division Champion, and a former ROH World Heavyweight Champion. ROH is also responsible for Cesaro and Chris Hero. So it's gonna be terrific for those people that got into the Hall of Fame. The Briscoe Brothers, one of the best tag teams of the modern era. They were ROH originals. ROH is in these guys' bloodlines. ROH alumni. Wouldn't it be something if the Briscoe Brothers win the Crockett Cup? That's a feather in the cap, not only for the Briscoe Brothers, but for Ring of Honor Wrestling. So it's going to be great for professional wrestling with all this news going around. And let's get on to some boxing. As we all know, the WBC World Heavyweight Champion Tyson Fury, the contract has been signed for him and Dillian White. And I say it's about time. It's about time that contract got signed. It's about time that Dillian White is getting his shot at a championship. He shouldn't have had to wait this long to get his opportunity. He shouldn't have had to wait this long. So I'm glad he's getting his shot. I'm glad he's getting his shot. And all the frustration, all the anger, all the fire, all the everything, all the annoyance, all the anger, Dillian White's gonna use that in that ring, and he's gonna put up one hell of a fight. He always does. Speaking of boxing, Derek Chisora calls out Deontay Wilder. And in my own personal opinion, I don't believe Deontay Wilder is going to take that fight with Derek Chisora. I don't believe so. Because when he was WBC champ, he had the opportunity to go to London on more than one occasion. the name Dillian White got thrown around Deontay Wilder when he was WBC champ numerous times. Numerous times. Another name that got thrown around him was Derek Chisora. But he turned away those fights. The guy David Price challenged a name that got thrown around, and he turned that away. So I don't believe that Deontay Wilder is going to take the fight with Derek Chisora. I don't believe so. I don't believe so. It would be a great fight, man, if Deontay Wilder was able to get that fight with Derek Chisora, but I strongly doubt that Deontay Wilder will take that fight, being the fact that he didn't take the fight with Dillian White when he was WBC champ. Derek Chisora was another name that got thrown around. Well, if you don't want this fight with him, what about Derek Chisora? He turned that away. So I doubt he's gonna take I doubt he's gonna take it. It'd be cool if he does, but I doubt he's going to. I doubt he's going to. I doubt he's going to. People. I love the sport of professional wrestling. I love the sport of boxing. They kept me out of trouble as a kid. I loved it. It was an escape from whenever I was upset or sad about whatever. Wrestling and boxing was my escape. I love the sports through and through to my heart. And thank you for all the love, the support, all of my subscribers, all of my friends that say hello to me when they see me, all the hugs I get when they see me, all the people that say that they see my YouTube videos and they love them. So, thank you guys. I love you guys for all the support. Wrestling and boxing forever. I'm out.